Well, hey, everybody, and welcome to the Daily Bible Podcast presented by Saint Church. My name's Caleb, and our hope is to help you study the Word of God every single day. Every day, we're taking time to upload episodes onto Spotify, Apple, and YouTube, where we are reading through a chapter of the Bible. We're looking at the context it was written in, and we're seeing what it has to say for us today. Today, we're going to continue to do that by going through the book of Leviticus, reading out of Leviticus Chapter 6. Now, we are continuing to see the instructions that God is giving for offerings and sacrifices and that sort of a thing. And so, as we continue to go through this, my hope is to point out each day some of the interesting or intentional things that the Lord is having the people do. Now, before we dive on into that, if you're checking this out on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple, if you end up enjoying it, make sure that you subscribe, follow, leave a like, consider leaving even a rating and a review if you're able to. All of those things help more people know this is worthwhile content to check out. So thanks for jumping on today. But right now, let's just jump right on in. Leviticus chapter 6, starting in verse 1. This is what the word of God has to say today. It says this: The Lord said to Moses, "If anyone sins and is unfaithful to the Lord by deceiving a neighbor about something entrusted to them or left in their care, or about something stolen, or if they cheat their neighbor, or if they find lost property and lie about it, or if they swear falsely about any such sin that people may commit. When they sin in any of these ways and realize their guilt, they must return what they have stolen or taken by extortion, or what was entrusted to them, or the lost property they found, or whatever it was they swore falsely about. They must make restitution in full, add a fifth of the value to it, and give it all to the owner on the day they present their guilt offering. And as a penalty, they must bring to the priest, that is, to the Lord, their guilt offering, a ram from the flock, one without defect and of proper value. In this way, the priest will make atonement for them before the Lord, and they will be forgiven for any of the things they did that made them guilty. The Lord said to Moses, "Give Aaron and his sons this command. These are the regulations for the burnt offering. The burnt offering is to remain on the altar hearth throughout the night till morning, and the fire must be kept burning on the altar. The priest shall then put on his linen cloths with linen undergarments next to his body, and shall remove the ashes of the burnt offering that the fire has consumed on the altar, and place them beside the altar. Then he is to take off these clothes and put on others, and carry the ashes outside the camp to a place that is ceremonially clean. The fire on the altar must be kept burning, it must not go out. Every morning the priest is to add firewood and arrange the burnt offering on the fire and burn the fat of the fellowship offerings on it. The fire must be kept burning on the altar continuously, it must not go out. These are the regulations for the grain offering. Aaron's sons are to bring it before the Lord in front of the altar. The priest is to take a handful of the finest flour and some olive oil, together with all the incense on the grain offering, and burn the memorial portion on the altar as an aroma pleasing to the Lord. Aaron and his sons shall eat the rest of it, but it is to be eaten without yeast in the sanctuary area. They are to eat it in the courtyard of the tent of meeting. They must not be baked with yeast. I have given it as their share of the food offerings presented to me. Like the sin offering and the guilt offering, it is most holy. Any male descendant of Aaron may eat it. For all generations to come, it is his perpetual share of the food offerings presented to the Lord. Whatever touches them will become holy. The Lord also said to Moses, "This is the offering Aaron and his sons are to bring to the Lord on the day he is anointed: a tenth of an ephah of the finest flour as a regular grain offering, half of it in the morning and half in the evening. It must be prepared with oil on a griddle. Bring it well mixed, and present the grain offering broken in pieces, an aroma pleasing to the Lord. The son who is to succeed him as anointed priest shall prepare it. It is the Lord's perpetual share, and is to be burnt completely. Every grain offering of a priest shall be burnt completely. It must not be eaten." The Lord said to Moses, "Say to Aaron and to his sons, These are the regulations for the sin offering. The sin offering is to be slaughtered before the Lord in the place the burnt offering is slaughtered. It is most holy. The priest who offers it shall eat it. It is to be eaten in the sanctuary area in the courtyard of the tent of meeting. Whatever touches any of the flesh will become holy, and if any of the blood is spattered on a garment, you must wash it in the sanctuary area. The clay pot the meat is cooked in must be broken. But if it is cooked in a bronze pot, the pot is to be scoured and rinsed with water. Any male in a priest's family may eat it. It is most holy. But any sin offering whose blood is brought into the tent of meeting to make atonement in the holy place must not be eaten. It must be burnt up. And that is the end of Leviticus chapter 6. Now, today for our study, what I want to do is I want to focus in on the first portion of this chapter when it is talking about somebody sinning against their neighbor by stealing, by theft, by going and extorting them, deceiving them, that sort of a thing. I want to look at the reality of what God is outlining here, because the Lord looks and he says that we are to restore to that person all of the things that have been taken, as well as a fifth more, that we are supposed to look and we are supposed to give them restitution in light of what has been done. Now, something that's incredible here is that then the person is also still to give an offering unto the Lord, acknowledging the fact that when we sin against our fellow man, yes, we have wronged them and we must make things right, but at the same time, we have still then sinned against God. Because our actions towards people are not just towards people, but they also are a reflection of us and how we live for the Lord. And so in this chapter, we are seeing just a practical embodiment of the idea that we are to love God and love people. Now, once again, our relationship with the Lord is our primary, it is our first focus. But us loving our neighbor, us loving the fellow people around us also matters immensely. And so in this chapter, again, all the way back in the book of Leviticus, we are seeing that the Lord wanted us to do right by those around us. And so if you go and you do something wrong, if you go and you sin against someone, you are not just trying to make it right, you are trying to make it right, and you are also trying to show sacrificially that through the way you are reconciling, you actually want them to be made whole, and you actually want to invite the opportunity for relationship. Whether or not they would receive that, you are still giving back. You are still sacrificing. You still are giving in a way that shows you truly want things to be different. And then as you go to the Lord, you end up having wholeness and things restored with him. And so today, that's what I got for you guys. Leviticus chapter 6, showing us a practical way in which sacrifice was not just to be worship unto the Lord, which is beautiful and necessary, but also was relational. It was to help people, and God was helping people be able to seek restored relationships within their community. Now, with that being said, if you got any questions, comment them down below. I would love to dialogue with you about it. If you found this beneficial, make sure to subscribe, follow, leave a rating, leave a like, all those good things. But with that being said, thanks for being here today. I can't wait to see you tomorrow because we're taking time to study the Word of God every single day.